So about a year ago, I did a survey with people in London about how they feel about crows and how they behave towards them. And the main purpose of this study was to see how crows experience human presence. But I also had a section for complaints that people had about crows, so what kind of things bother them about them. And loads of the complaints I've gotten were actually really reasonable if you don't know a lot about crow behavior. But I thought I'd do a couple of videos just to explain what kind of natural behaviors are actually behind these complaints. So these are all the things that I've received as complaints about crow behavior. They're ordered from least to most common. So almost 70% of people had no complaints, and the rest had at least one. The most common complaint was scaring away other birds, followed by the noise they make, droppings they leave, getting too close to people, damaging things, attacking people, taking food from people, attacking other animals such as dogs, and then one or two people said appearance and diseases. So this is the most common complaint I've received. 14% of people said they didn't like that crows scared away other birds. And this probably refers to the little small birds you might see in a garden. And I understand that people don't like it when the cute little birds leave because of a crow, but crows are actually predators, and part of their diet consists of eating other animals. Like other predators, like lions, for example, also eat other animals. And you might think it might be better for my little cute prey species that crows would go away. But if crows go away, then other predators just take their place. And it's actually very important for nature to have a good balance between predators and prey. Complaints about crows, part 2. So the second most common complaint I received about crows, at almost 13%, was the noise they make. And you probably wouldn't think it when you hear the harsh caws they make, but crows are actually considered songbirds, just like robins and house sparrows. And they have a huge collection of complex sounds they produce to communicate with each other. One of them, which is the most common one you would probably hear, is the caw. And while it sounds the same to us, they are actually different between different individuals. So the crows can tell each other apart just by listening to their caws. So it's almost like they're shouting their own name or having a voice. Complaints about crows, part 3. So another complaint I received at almost 6% was crows getting too close to people. And this is probably more of an urban thing and wouldn't really happen in the countryside. But crows in the city are always around people all the time. And most of these interactions are really uninteresting. So they do get scared away sometimes or chased away, but it's fairly rare. And most of the people they encounter, they don't really do anything. They don't give them a reason to stay far away. And on top of that, you've got people who actively feed crows. So the crows may have just learned from their previous feeding experiences, and they just see you and think you're going to give them food too. Complaints about crow behavior, part 4. So another complaint I received at around 5% is crows attacking people. And the short answer to that is that you're probably just standing too close to one of their kids. So especially in spring and summer when they're breeding and the nest is full of chicks, or the juvenile crows are leaving the nest and exploring the world with their parents, you might be standing really close by to one of them, and you might not even know about it, but the crow parent sees you and they think you might be dangerous. And just like human parents, they are very protective. Complaints about crows, part 5. So another complaint I received from a few dog walkers is that crows are attacking other animals. And I think there's 2 reasons behind this. So the first one is that dogs like to chase crows. So you often see this in parks where people let their dog chase after crows. And for the dog, this might just be fun. But for the crows, it's a dangerous situation, and they might just be trying to defend themselves and fight back. And then the second reason is that crows can be a bit cheeky sometimes, and they like to play around. So you sometimes see them lightly peck animals or tuck their tails. And this isn't supposed to hurt the other animal, I think. It's just the crows like to play around. And sometimes they're just trying to distract the dog, for example, from food so that they can take it instead.